anybody thinks it's an easy one, and because you're playing now, you're playing good basketball.
Is there any extra significance in the guys that have been on this team having that experience of 2 years ago winning the tournament, losing in the second round as opposed to last year, kind of limping in Zakai's injury and made a run to the second round?
I hope so. I mean, what's interesting is Zakai's brother's playing for St. Pete's. That's an interesting little sideline there. But the fact is, we've got some experienced guys that have been there, and I think that will help. Certainly hope so. And as I said last year, really proud. We talked about it yesterday with this group, how with Zakai down last year, how hard those guys fought to get where we got to the Sweet 16, and I expect this team to have the same attitude to get there and hopefully further. But we got to take care of round one and against a team that, again, if they're in it, they're capable.
Did you happen to see the 7th seed?
I did.
Texas.
Texas. Oh, at Texas, yeah, I saw that. Honestly, I thought you were sitting there thinking, well, is it going to be Texas or Clemson?
Is it a reward for the season to get to play close to home?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think, we could have won out. Who knows? Maybe we could have worked our way up. But I tell our guys, I don't care where you start. Everything gets the matchups and what you got to play. And everybody, I mean, every game's tough. There's a lot of scrambling going on right now. Coaches making calls to find out everything they can. I like the fact that we're getting to play Friday. I think hopefully we had a good workout today and trying to stay on our routine as much as we can. But I think we'll have a good lot of people there with us. And I told our team we did in Nashville too, and I said we got to go and not disappoint anybody and mostly ourselves, but knowing that when it's all said and done, we know that we played to our ability.
How much do you lean on the guys like Josiah and Santi, the experienced guys who have been through this, to explain what it's like to guys like Dalton who have never been a part of the
Well, CBS is with us right now. They got the crew back there. They've been able to, I think you guys were invited, but he said y'all didn't want to come back there.
That's exactly what it was.
But, it's different. As you know, there's all eyes are on this tournament right now. But for some of them, it's going to be new, and they're going to have to get out there, and I hope our older guys are steady enough to help those guys, because they're going to have some anxiety, obviously, and a little bit anxious about it, but we've dealt with that throughout the year here. We're just going to have to do it again.
Coach, you've been a champion for this conference all year long. How well prepared do you think you guys are and other SEC teams are because of this?
Well, again, this league is incredible. I mean, you go back, a couple of weeks ago, they were talking about, 9 teams, maybe 10 that were all still in the mix, and the fact that we ended up with what we did is remarkable, because we all beat up on each other at the end of the year, and some teams got, on the back end of that where schedules played out differently, but this league has improved so much, and I'm really happy for our coaches in this league, because I know how hard we all battle and work, and the players in the league. I'm happy for our league, and I think that people are hopefully understanding that this league does play great basketball, and it's gotten better every year.
I'm taking it back a little bit, but what did it mean for Zakai of watching from the sidelines during the offseason, sitting beside you in that exhibition game against Lenore Ryan, for kind of his ability to see all 10 players working together, not just himself out there?
Say that again. I'm not sure if I understood what you're saying.
Zakai sitting on the bench watching things from the sideline, how that helped him kind of see the entirety of the game and not just his.
Well, I do think, and someone asked me last week, when did I feel like Zakai was back? And I actually said I thought during the second half of the North Carolina game, I thought he was really pressing, trying to do way too much. But I thought the second half of the North Carolina game is when he found himself. And since that time, I think he's had a couple halves that was not characteristic of him, and only one game I can think of where I didn't think he was very good from start to finish. But he's improved so much, and seeing the game, and I think he'll continue to do that as he moves forward. But he's a guy that think about where he was a year ago this time and where he is today. Going to have to make sure he's not overly amped up, because I know he's going to be excited to get out there and go after it.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
We'll have players in here shortly.
doing now?
Yeah.
Should know better.
I was gonna say, like, cause it might work out better when you just pay for a flight and,
They're gonna reimburse us afterwards, so we have a problem. I don't know what, what's the other short code?
got to,
Of course, they do with the CBS.
he's gonna play.
I actually texted Noah the exact same thing. I was like, we're going to Detroit. We have to go sightsee.
We're all going to 8 Mile together. We're all gonna do a live shots on 8 Mile. If they make it to Detroit. If whoever,
Are you gonna drive or not?
if we make it to, whoever makes it out of the shoot gets to go.
They'll never. Why do you say that? They welcome us with open arms.
Oh, yeah, you and me especially.
Santi's getting mic'd up. One quick note I should mention, since Coach also referenced Bob Knight while he was talking, 28th NCAA tournament appearance, Rick Marks ties Bob Knight for the fourth most of all time. I got 3 people ahead of him.
Wait till he beats St.
Mike
Petersburg.
Krzyzewski, Jim Boeheim, and Roy Williams.
Okay, so here's some crazy flight paths. So for $400, we can leave Nashville 5:55 a.m. Who's Texas offered? What is O'Hare?
So it's going to
St. Petersburg.
Unless maybe it's just not St. Petersburg.
St. Petersburg.
This one has a layover. They all have a layover in Chicago.
It's a nice hoodie.
Thank you.
You did it.
Come closer.
Much closer. Nike.
Right there. Thanks, Santi.
Got 5th-year guard Santiago Vescovi here. We're ready for questions.
Santiago, not your first rodeo, obviously, but still, I mean, is this as exciting as it gets in college basketball today, these next couple weeks?
Yeah, for sure. The whole team, like, we play all year, mainly thinking about the big tournament. It's the most exciting part of the year for everyone. We know how fun it can be to play in this tournament. I think, like Coach was saying, sometimes we take for granted making the tournament. I think it's a big accomplishment, the fact that we made it 6 years in a row. And it's really a really fun tournament to play in.
Santi, since you haven't really played these guys, you know, it's this time of year it's all about matchups. How hard is it to prepare for those type of matchups?
Yeah, it's definitely harder than playing teams that we played in the past or that we're a little bit closer to them. Playing teams that you don't really know definitely gets a lot harder, but we have a lot of trust in all of our coaches. They do a great job, probably best in the country, scouting other teams. They put a lot of work into it, and then they just give us all the information we need to know, and they do a great job with that.
What was Zakai's reaction when St. Peter's popped up there? It's his brother.
Well, the funniest thing is that we kind of knew from before that it could have been an option, us playing St. Peter's, and we were talking about it earlier. I told him, I was like, you're going to have to guard your brother. He was like, no, you got him. He's 6'5". But, no, I mean, we love it. I think it's going to be a great moment for both of them. It's a really game they're both going to enjoy playing against each other. You don't get to see that very often. And, yeah, his reaction, like, everybody just started yelling in the locker room, and he got on his phone right away, probably with him. So, yeah, very fun moment.
He giving you a scouting report yet?
What's that?
Is he giving you a scouting report on his brother yet?
No, not yet.
Santi, growing up in South America, what was your perception, or what, you know, how aware were you of the tournament?
Funny enough, like I didn't know much about it, but I had one of my coaches when I was like still, I mean like probably 15, still at home, and he came up to us and he was like, "Hey, you guys should watch the March Madness tournament," because in that moment he was talking about mainly defense. He was like, "Y'all should see how they guard in that tournament. It's just incredible," and that was probably my first contact with the tournament.
How have you seen Zakai grow as kind of a true pass-first point guard over the last couple of years?
I think he has really evolved. I think he set the standard really high when he came in. Came in into the fire and started playing right away as a freshman. Gave us a lot as a freshman, and I'm really proud to see him grow the way he did in the past years. He's been great, and I think he's one of the biggest pieces that we have in the team, and he makes the whole team run. And just a great teammate to have next to you.
Santi, is this the most equipped and most well-prepared team that you've been on here going into the NCAA tournament?
For sure. I think every year, of course, you think that's the best team you've been a part of, and you have the best chance. I truly feel about this team this year the same way. I think we got all the right pieces, and it could be really fun if we all clicked at the same time. We know now it's go time. Now it's where it really matters, and I'm very confident in the team that we're all going to do it. And yeah, I mean, defensively, we're the same team that we've been the past 2 years. Offensively, adding guys like Dalton, Jonas playing a lot better, Sakai figuring out the way too, and all the guys that have been playing great. I think that's going to help us a lot. And yeah.
Maybe else for Santi?
What was your message to some of the guys who have never been in a tournament like Dalton, for instance, about what's going to be ahead, all the hoopla?
Well, we haven't talked about it yet, to be honest. I think that's kind of conversations that we're going to have in the next couple days before the tournament. But yeah, it's going to be very exciting. Definitely got to let them know that this is go time. There's no more room for error. Stuff that we used to do that maybe you get away with during the season. Now it's if you lose, you're going home, and nobody wants that. So yeah, got to get everybody on the same page. The guys that haven't been a part of, let them know how hard it is to win in the tournament, because you get the best shot out of every single other team that you play. So yeah, it's a very streaky tournament. If you don't show up one day, you get knocked out right away. So we gotta have to show up every single game.
Is it good to get that lesson maybe out of Mississippi State of what happens if you aren't showing up this time of year?
For sure. Nobody wanted to lose that game, of course, but I think it's definitely helped us kind of imagine, first of all, the feeling that we had after that game. Like we talked about in the locker room, knowing that if we get that feeling one more time, it means that our season is over. So for the guys, including me and all the rest of the guys, just to know that we got to show up every single game, and now it's either go or go home. You either play and show up, or season is over, and nobody wants to finish it that way.
Santi, was there any reaction besides possibly playing Coach Barnes' old school Texas in the second one?
I don't think nobody said anything about it, but we all kind of saw it. As soon as they put Texas, we kind of thought that we were going to be a 2 seed. And as soon as I saw that bracket pop up, before our name played, I was like, that's definitely going to be us. I had that feeling that they were going to have us on the other side of Texas. And I just think that first we got to definitely focus on St. Peter's. We got to play one game at the time, but in case we do get past first round and they do too, I think it's going to be a fun matchup knowing Coach Barnes' history in there.
Thanks, Santi.
Thank you, guys.
That's Obey here shortly.
Traded off the doubleheader. Toby, obviously a fun time with your teammates in there. Talk about the mood, the feeling, and now that you know that you are playing and you're on to the big dance now.
I would just say it's really energetic in there. You know, the tournament is something that not every team gets to experience, and the fact that we get to experience it is amazing and something that we're definitely grateful for, and we're ready to take hold of the opportunity.
What was Zakai's reaction when St. Peter's popped up and the correlation with his brother?
He was ecstatic. You know, those two having an incredible bond, and you know, knowing that they're going to be going toe to toe is going to be exciting for both of them.
But what's just the message or the conversation been like among you guys about moving on from Friday, just clearing and having a clean slate going into this week?
Just keep our heads. We know that, you know, the conference sort of tournament and championship was something that we wanted, but you know, we're on to the big one now, and just we can't let that, you know, thoughts of that game linger. Just move on, learn from our mistakes, and make sure it doesn't repeat itself.
So where there was trouble, obviously, was inside in the paint in that last game against Mississippi State. Talk about the emphasis on that aspect of, as you move into not just this game, but through the NCAA tournament.
I think it's just being alert, knowing that teams who have a strong inside presence, you know, their guards are going to screen and get their big men open. So just being cognizant of that, you know, playing early, post defense, making sure that those bigs don't get positioned inside, and then just being cognizant of, you know, again, those guards screening. I think that, you know, that's something that Mississippi State did a great job of doing. And then I also think that turnovers that past game led to some easy paint points and fast break points as well. So.
Does it help at all learning from last year, seeing y'all lost early in the SEC tournament and made a run that, you know, it's not the end of the world?
Yeah. I think it's something that we definitely can look back to and, you know, use as evidence, use as proof. But I think, you know, we're just focused on bouncing back from that loss and just making sure we're as prepared as possible moving forward.
Did you get recruited by St. Peter's?
A little bit, and then there was a coaching staff change. Yeah.
Anything else for Toby? All right, thanks, Toby.
Thanks, Toby.
Thanks, Toby.
Appreciate y'all.
Thanks.